You are watching Anachronology.
I see the next category we have here is a little something that we're going to call fads. In 1996, the first fad that AI producer seemed to punch out here is 1995, but this contest apparently was finished in 1996. 1995, the Mars Candy Company decided that having 2 shades of brown M&Ms, racist, was unnecessary, very racist. So they did away with the light brown ones.
Whoa,
this is getting more racist and racist.
This really is growing by the reed.
Leaving only the colors red, yellow, green, dark brown, and orange. Mars held a replacement contest inviting candy lovers to call a 1-800 number and vote for their favorite proposed color: blue, pink, or purple. Blue won, and M&Ms never looked the same.
Wow. You know, I got to say, I remember this happening. I remember like when you could do this, when you could vote for it. I voted for purple, and I thought we were going to win. I thought purple had it. And you know what? To this day, a purple M&M would have been sweet. I feel like blue is just an underhand toss.
Didn't they make pink and purple into the Easter ones, right? Didn't they just like repurpose that? They just said we already have the dye or the ink. We have enough to make Easter for the next.
We really pissed off the purple people that all voted for the purple M&M, so we're just going to pander to them and make it a holiday M&M, not a 365 M&M that you could purchase.
I believe that there is a commercial here. Let me see. We can pull up this commercial. Oh, here's our YouTube channel. Speaking of,
join, baby.
Oh, that's not right. That's the wrong one. Here it is.
There she be.
Yes, it's true. Yeah, we're totally blue. Yeah. I want to be in this commercial.
You ain't getting this job because you're not blue.
Great. Oh, look at that.
Oh, they even got
BB
BB King singing the blues.
Wow.
Wait.
Spared at no expense.
I got the
wow.
Take me home, BB.
Hey.
Cut. They're not blue. Uh-oh.
Oh, they're gonna murder him.
Oh wow, gagged him up.
King ate him. One bite, saw with my own eyes.
All right,
is that John Lovitz?
So that is John Lovett's voice, and so that was the commercial where they actually spent money. This Blue M&M's commercial has Steven Weber from Wings, and I know you're probably thinking the same thing that I'm thinking. Who the hell is Steven Weber from Wings? He was the other brother.
Find out.
But that commercial with BB King, they could see all of the, obviously the star power, the CGI, the extras. This is what Steven Weber gets.
Hey, you must be the new blue M&M. How's it feel being the new guy? Get back in the bag.
Oh, poor Steven Weber.
Brilliant idea.
They shot him out in a day.
He gets a 15-second commercial. And
in a way smaller trailer than BB King got, I'll tell you right now.
Oh man, I can only
Mr. Weber, you're just down the lot to the left.
I don't know when Wings went off the air, if it was still on in 1996, but I mean, he was obviously a well-known like guy with like, hey, you know what we should get? We should get one of the guys from Wings. Like, well, we blew all our money on BB King. We'll get the other brother from Wings, Steven Weber. Get Steven Weber.
But again, Steven Weber had his day in the sun. Remember, he was in that like Shining TV adaptation. Wasn't he Jack Torrance in that?
But
was that his swan song?
I mean, Tom, but that was also like he bit off a little more than he could chew there. I mean, he's going up against Jack Nicholson and Stanley Kubrick.
I
don't know about Day in the Sun.
Believe me, but for him it was. I'm not saying for his career. Obviously, I think it was the setting sun of his career. But I think that the fact that even an executive in TV was like you said, they're like, listen, a coveted role that Jack Nicholson made iconic, and Steven Weber from Where Did We Go Wrong?
Who do we have who's like a young Jack Nicholson? Steven Weber? We only have money for Steven Weber.
Is that the goofy mechanic in Wings? No, not him. No. The other guy.
No, he'll be famous once we put him, like, give him another 10 years, but he'll be in a wine movie and then a Spider-Man. There's that Thomas Hayden Church or Thomas Howell Church, something like that.
Something like along those lines. But it's funny, Steven Weber Renaissance.
Next fad here is the Macarena. Los Del Rio's Macarena became the second longest running #1 in Billboard history, shifted 14 million copies, and sparked a dance craze that spread everywhere from the Olympics to the Democratic National Convention.
Incredible.
there are one-hit wonders, and then there is the Macarena.
What kind of Macarena money we talking here? And look at, and it was like those guys. I mean, granted, it was some kind of DJ or it had to have been some producer that put it together, but those guys' voice are obviously the layered, the big fucking sell.
One of I have some lyrics here in front of me from AI producer. It must be pertinent. So as you can see here in this graphic, there is a pie chart of the graphics of Macarena, with the small portion being Macarena and the larger portion just being a bunch of gibberish.
Yeah, that's what it is.
And some of that gibberish is quote, "But don't you worry about my boyfriend. He's a boy whose name is Vitorino. I don't want him, couldn't stand him. He was no good. So I, ha 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 ha. Now come on, what was I supposed to do? He was out of town and his two friends were so fine."
Wow, a little threesome in the Macarena.
What I've learned from
Skanky.
the how many all the gibberish is she straight up got finger trapped by Vitorino's two buddies.
So this is basically and those two buddies are probably the two older men pictured in the song.
Yes.
This is all coming together, and so they're singing about some airtight situation here with some lone woman at her house while her husband or boyfriend is away.
Well, let's see here.
Hey, Macarena.
And then we also have another video here. Let me see from this is from the Democratic National Convention, which I guess co-opted. I don't want us to get too DMCA'd here, so let me put down the volume a little bit.
I see it,
but
right
this
there.
is this is how much this kind of took over. We had the Democratic national runner for the president of the United States having this. Look at this. We got Hillary clapping along. Dude, it looks fake.
Cringy.
Like look at they're doing it in Congress. Dude, look at this guy.
This is so bad.
With Stone looking broad.
I love how they just keep cutting to Hillary Clinton trying to look like a real woman.
Soul Brother getting down on
Not
it.
a fucking robot.
Turn it down a little more. Look at
look at that.
even
Got
gay
the gay
pride getting
flag.
on it. Dude, it's
Is
just
there
so
something
weird.
more? There's just something more like just ominous to it, like the way they cut this. It's really fucked up. They've already they've already sanctioned a fucking drone strike after this.
Look at her clip.
It's the same one. They keep going back to the same clip.
Oh, God.
That is nightmare fuel.
Dude, it's like a dictator who doesn't know how to like celebrate with their people, and it's just this weird clap.
Am I doing it right? It's
so
okay.
weird.
Macarena is one of those songs, right? And it's just like, I wonder if even today at put ourselves middle school freshman dance, are they throwing the wild card in there? Are they throwing this out? Are the kids finding this funny? Are they jumping out and dancing to it, making fun of it? Or is this at like people's like now retirement parties or like the family wedding? Like I'm sure family wedding DJs, this is a bring back the crowd one. If they're losing the night, they just play Macarena, and there's a couple of like your aunt and uncle and people that will go out and dance to this song. It's like we're trained as white people to dance to this.
Weddings for sure, 100%. If you were to play this, I think at like a middle school, right? I think that kids are too savvy now. Like they have too much just whatever hip hop or rap song or Megan Stallion or whatever broad, like that kind of music, even at middle school age. I think if you're to play the Macarena, it wouldn't even be like looked on as like cool. It's like it's lame and cool, you know what I mean? Like I think whatchamacallit, the
Put a trap
rednecks
beat under it.
like Cotton Eye Joe. Like I think Cotton Eye Joe would still get play. Macarena, I don't.
It does have a more banger vibe to it, but like but I don't know. I do think though this is one of those things though. It's in that perpetual, now that's what I call 1996 fucking hit CD that you would get, It's like in that Jock Jams iteration of its 90s essence.
Man, I can't wait for whatever year if we get music.
Jock Jams will come.
Yeah, that might even have to be like a bonus. We have to like
I don't even know. We could do deep dive Jock Jams and all the nows that came out. But this was just the thing. And I even remember, being in middle school and being in high school during this song, and it would come on and it was like there was the like embarrassment. Like, of course, like it was cute and fun to do it in middle school when you're still kind of a kid. But when you actually got into like being a young boy and like you knew chicks were looking at you, you were just like, I would never step dead out to do that Macarena. That's a death sentence, bro.
Next on the fads was a little bestseller called Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. It says John Gray, PhD, book has sold more than 50 million copies. And according to CNN report, it was the highest ranked work of nonfiction in the 1990s, spending 121 weeks on the bestseller list. The book and its central metaphor having become a part of popular culture and the foundation for the author's subsequent books, recordings, seminars, theme vacations, one-man Broadway show, TV sitcom, workout videos, a podcast, men's and ladies' apparel lines, fragrances, travel guides, and his and hers salad dressings.
Spaceballs, the lunchbox. Spaceballs, the yo-yo. Men Are From Mars, the lunchbox. Oh my God, dude.
Dude,
advertising, marketing.
Dude, that reads like something that is like exactly. It's like the Spaceballs, everything and everything that you can brand.
It's a quiche little like slogan. It's like, don't worry, be happy. Remember that, the Bobby McFerrin? Just those lyrics was like, slap it on a t-shirt, slap it on a whatever, on a fanny pack. This has that same allure to it. Just like it's a saying. It's just, and just like snarkily, oh, you could run home with this, and they did. They made money.
And let's see here. We have a little, I believe there's a video of him doing some of his seminars. So let's see what the
paid for.
121 weeks of the bestseller, 15 million copies sold. He's got a Broadway show. Let's see what a little taste of what it's like to have a better relationship because you're married to a woman. Let's see here.
And there's nothing wrong with those differences.
This is John Gray. My God, not what I would have thought.
It really is frustrating, and we can easily take it the wrong way. We can easily feel hurt.
Okay.
Because once we feel hurt, then we hold back. And once we start holding back, that's when relationships start going downhill.
Okay.
We feel like I'm not getting my due, so I'm going to stop giving. And we hold back, and the love goes away, and the magic relationship can't occur without that love. And just as information changes relationships. Why? Because people realize when you're done with this talk, very simple creatures. Feed us.
Oh, here we go. This is the part
here. Women are complicated, but men are not complicated. We're very simple creatures. Feed us.
John. Oh my
John.
God.
Keep them in the kitchen, John.
What you want. Just tell me what you want. You see, why do women not tell us what they want?
Why, John?
One is they're not taught to do it. And that's part of my message.
They say we can't find the clitoris.
Blaming them.
But two is, why don't they ask? Because it feels so much better if they don't ask. Remember we went through that whole thing. If you just do it.
Oh my God.
So that is that's
giving out big youth counselor energy right there. And yeah, I mean, I guess like I'd have been like, hey John, question in the back. I was told I just had to come here to listen, and that I get a free couple 2 nights at a ski resort or something.
I mean, that guy got a Broadway show, a TV show, salad dressing, dude. Apparently, like a whole resort somewhere where it's sunny, and I don't know how anyone took what he said and gave him more money. Like they gave him more money after seeing him talk. They gave him more money.
That was a big thing, though. That definitely reigned supreme in that time. Oh my boy!
Speaking of a big thing, Tickle Me Elmo, when squeezed. Elmo recites his trademark giggle. When squeezed 3 times, Elmo shakes and vibrates. The toy was first produced in the United States in 1996 and slowly became a fad, reaching its apex during the 1996 Christmas shopping season, with some instances of violence reported over the limited available supply. People reported that the toy, which retailed for $28.99 according to its MSRP, was being resold by scalpers in newspapers and on the internet for up to $1,500. $1,500.
Man, opportunist, right? It was the Elmo-geddon of that holiday season, man. People were throwing bows, they were clawing each other. It was just like anything over the time. The Furbies before that, even gaming systems. Remember like I forgot what it was, not the Switch, but the Wii or whatever came out. It was like couldn't get it. People were like meeting you in parking lots to sell one to you out of their trunk for like 3 times as much.
Well, we have a little we have some video footage here of what this toy actually was like, and
Oh, yeah.
I don't think anyone would want this toy after
It's
hearing.
John Gray again. Oh,
Watch out.
makes
There's
sense.
something funny going on.
Tickles.
It's new Tickle Me Elmo. Your child tickles
I mean, the
Elmo,
incessant-
talks, and laughs.
That bad
Tickle
touches.
him again, and
Yeah.
hold on, 'cause his whole body
This was
shakes with
before
laughter.
this wasn't acceptable. I don't
Oh,
think tickling was okay and
So be on the
cute
lookout.
until tickling
He's
took
gonna
on
be a
other
funny one
connotations
near
over
you.
the years. Yep.
Tickle Me Elmo, the newest
He's just
huggable
going
member.
insane.
Elmo's having a
Sesame
grand mal
Street
seizure
family.
over there too. He's just like seizing up, and I think I saw a video where they skinned one and took all like the the fur and shit off it, and it was like an endoskeleton. It was just like Terminator 2 and shit. You're like, these things were built like to who even knows.
I guarantee there was
Maniacal
some.
plan they had to activate Tickle Me Elmo.
I guarantee like some unhappy, 2 Christmas households, some parent got the Tickle Me Elmo where the other parent didn't. They gloated it over the other parent.
Oh yeah.
And mysteriously that Tickle Me Elmo ended up with some cigarette burns, missing head, busted vocal box. All like that thing definitely caused more contempt than happiness. I guarantee that, because I mean, spending for $1,500. Can you imagine $1,500 just to hear?
Just so your kids' eyes light up on Christmas morning. And again, you said it best. The irony of Tickle Me Elmo for everything that happened with Elmo and like the puppeteer that like did Elmo, and there was even like fucking talk about him being a weird, possibly pedophile.
Yeah,
The
so
wrong
I
kinds
remember
of tickles. I think he was acquitted. I don't think he ever
I
got.
think
And I could
but-
be wrong on that. I don't know.
and hey, I think he did come out as like being gay, which whatever, man, more power to you. But
Absolutely,
the
yeah.
fact that it's more than likely that I feel like if he was guilty of doing a bunch of bad like kitty diddling, I think he would be like in jail or something, more so than you and I both. Like, I think he got acquitted, and I say that to say that's a shame, because what's mostly people I'm sure associate was like, oh yeah, didn't the guy who voiced Elmo, didn't he like get like caught for like kitty diddling? It's like, yeah, but he got acquitted. But a lot of good that does you after the fact, right? Like poor Tickle Me Elmo, you got tarnished. His name got tarnished.
Absolutely
and-
tarnished, and that destroyed the line of Tickle Me Elmos. Shame
And
on
it says
him.
the last fad here, which kind of goes in with our next
Oh, man.
category being video games, but
hells
Pokemon
yeah.
it became I guess it's a little more than a fad, as an ongoing fad, but on
Obsession.
the 27th of February 1996, Pocket Monsters, which was the original name or released in the name in Japan, was released in a red and green version for the Game Boy. The
That sounds
games
weird.
were on a cartridge, and players could trade Pokemon using a cable to connect to each other's Game Boy. I
Wow.
mean, I don't know of a game before this where you could hook up your Game Boy and like trade. I'm sure there might be one or two, but I don't think to the degree that
Not
which
that played as heavily on it as this did.
the
Yeah,
Game
this
Boy.
was an obsession. This was crazy. And it's like, to be honest with you, at this point, I felt like possibly kids that were younger than me liked it. I had younger cousins that were maybe, I don't know, 5 or 6 years younger than me, and they absolutely went crazy for this. I thought it was cool, but I think at this point, my tastes had moved on from this kind of, this kind of gaming. I guess this kind of like collective RPG kind of style fighting thing that it created.
I also was like missed the boat on the Pokemon.
Right.
I remember seeing, like, again, we've brought it a couple times before, like the kids who had more money than us growing up. I can remember, like, I have a
They'll come
vague
up
memory.
frequently on this show.
Yeah, I have a vague memory
You know
of
who you are.
yeah, of them playing this.
Or
They'd be
not
like, "Oh,
watching.
what's that?" And they're like, "Ah, it's Pokemon." I'm like, "I don't know what that is." And obviously the I was a couple years ago, the Pokemon Go, everyone was
Oh.
big on that. So like I said, it's a little bit more than a fad considering its staying power, but it was quite the fad in
Started it
1996.
here, I think, like you said, the fad. It was the light and the fuse, light and the gunpowder that was Pokemon
And
for years to
I
come.
think if we look at this commercial, we can probably see why it might have had a little bit of a craze. Let's see here.
ねえねえ、私のポケットモンスターと
Will you
勝負し
battle
な
my
い？
pocket monsters?
あんただーれ モンスター全部で150種類。通信ケーブルでモンスター取り替えっこ。スーパーゲームボーイならカラーで綺麗。仲間が増えるロールプレイング。ポケットモンスター。
All right.
Pocket Monster. The Pocket Monster name is amazing too. It has so many strange implications.
I do like that name, and I just want to go back here. This is I mean, I could see like this in a kids game commercial. I mean, that's a little.
It's quite a noise, obviously. Yeah,
that's a little much.
And obviously, playing on the whole like the little girl motif that they just love putting in most of them.
Yeah, I mean, that seems a little much, but sure. I think based on that commercial alone, you can see why even if you weren't a young kid playing that game, that
you're into it.
You're into the Pokemon. I could see where they're going there. Well, that's pretty much the fads that we got dumped out for 1996. I mean, I don't know if I can remember any commercials much like that for any toy, but I think maybe if I did see one of those in 1996, possibly I might have gotten on the Pocket Monster train.
Dude, yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I feel kind of like, again, I was late to the train on that, but it does, again, I've seen it continue to just grow through the years and be more and more popular. Like you said, it's just, everybody's still trying to catch them some Pokemon. It just goes on forever and ever. It's a collective mindset.
Well, so we don't go on forever and ever. I think we should probably go to another sponsor, and then we can go to our last segment for the year, or last category for the year, 1996. We will be right back.